Hey guys, Sherry John coming back to another Watch of Realms video. All right, so if you guys are watching this, this is going to be the day after I have released the top 5 best fighters tier list, basically, in breakdown. And this video, what we're going to be talking about is going to be the top 5 healers in Watchers of Realms, because it dawned on me. I told you defenders now, I told you fighters. How do you keep those guys alive if they don't have the self-sustain? Because let's be honest, not everyone that I mentioned have the self-sustained out there, which means you will need a healer. So what we're going to talk about is going to give you the top 5. I will once again give you immediately the top 5 so you don't have to watch the rest of the video if you don't need to, and then I will break down why they are in the top 5 category. All right, so when we talk about healers and Watchers of Realms here, it's one of those situations where healers does not have as many champions to pick from as the other sections of the game, and that's okay. We're okay with this. Unfortunately, this also means a lot of the better healers are going to be more legendaries than they are epics, so definitely bear with me. We will have 3 notable mentions though, or actually 4 notable mentions in this video that will be very good epic healers, but as well as talk about a few of the god tier legendary healers. So let's go ahead and let's start off with listing the top 5 healers in the game. The first one that we're going to talk about is going to be elowin. Now, elowin is definitely one of the best healers in the game. We'll talk more about her. She's a huge win if you do pull her. The next one we're going to talk about is going to be Dolores. Now, Dolores is an epic, like I said earlier, and she is also god tier, especially noticing this range. She's going to be huge for anyone out there that pulls in Dolores. Do not feed her. The next one after that is going to be Leia at number 3 here. Now, Leia, she has a lot going on in her kit. You kind of have to read it to understand exactly what she's doing, but basically she is a rage regen battery, which is huge, as well as does heals, so it stacks very nicely. All right, the number 4 is going to be Sani. Now, Sani is a type of bard-like champion, and she does bard-like things as well, and that's what kind of the vibe you get from her and how her kit synergizes. She is an amazing healer, though. If you get her, you're definitely going to be happy. Now, for the number 5, we're going to go ahead and we're going to split this up between 2 different champions, because it's a toss-up on circumstantials. And the number 5 is going to come in, I would say, at Vortex being the number 1, mainly because he puts on this additional shield afterwards from the excessive healing, which in my opinion is very notable and very impactful. The next one we're going to talk about, that once again the toss-up with the 5, is going to be Hollow. And why is she also on the list? Because she once again does a massive amount of heals, just like Vortex. However, she helps with rage regen when her passive ability is going right here, which definitely helps everyone out around her do a lot more damage, because once they get enraged, they get their ultis and then they do a lot of damage. So those are going to be the top 5 healers, and let's go ahead and let's break them down. We're also going to talk about one of them at the very end that is another epic that didn't make the list that I utilize, that I feel like you guys should be aware of as well. All right, so first things first, we're going to talk about is elowin. Now, why are we talking about elowin? She is the best healer in the game by far. No one else really compares to her, honestly. And her rage regen is just insane as well. So one thing here is she's attack-based healing. So always take note of what type of healer are they, because this definitely plays into what type of gear you have and what set bonuses you want to use on these champions. So always pay attention to that. So she's attack-based healing, which I prefer because I do a lot better job at keeping my attack gear versus my HP gear, right? Because I'm always thinking about, okay, my fighters, my DPS, what have I got to get here? So I'm always constantly looking at it. All right, so the ultimate ability here, I don't like that it's a manual, but it does have its benefits. So it's going to dispel all debuffs from all allies, which is also huge. It's going to increase the range. It's going to end the range. It's going to restore HP equal to 40% of the hero's healing multiplier per second for 10 seconds. So basically, her healing is based on attack here, so it's going to really ramp up the amount of HP healing that she's doing, as well as cleansing the teammates, which is huge, which allows them to take that heal and take it a little further, because they're not going to be negatively impacted by a debuff. Also, her auto ability here every 40 seconds summons 1 wood elf that restores HP equal to 100% of the hero's healing multiplier for surrounding allies every second. So basically, for those of you who are familiar with like Awakened Chaos Era, it's like Blackhorn with his totem. Does the same type of deal here, and it's very helpful. I've noticed in other games that have the same mechanics, it's nice because it also allows kind of like a scapegoat with that wood elf. All right. Last right here is going to be restore rage every 5 seconds for all allies, equal to 1% of their rage caps. Basically, she is a massive rage regen battery. What does that mean? It literally means as long as she's on the field and she targets all of the attackers you have out there, they are going to recover their rage 1% every 5 seconds. That's huge. That in itself makes her one of the best healers in the game, because not only is she doing god tier heals here with healing mechanics and cleansing, she's also increasing their ultimate regeneration. All right, moving on to Dolores. Now, Dolores is a cool one. I love Dolores. I was kind of, once again, I didn't go through all these champions when I started out. Now that I've been investing in them, I've been looking at them, kind of looking at kits to figure out where I would place them in a tier list. I can't believe I slept on Dolores. Guys, she's amazing. So once again, attack-based healing, which is fine. Once again, I prefer that myself. Notice the pattern, though, of her buff here. Notice that her range is pretty good. Now, if we look at her ultimate ability here, it applies 30% inspiration to other allies in range for 14 seconds. She's a healer, so why do I care about inspiration? Well, inspiration is increased attacks proportional to the caster's attack. Well, this effect is active. Other buffs affecting the inspiration will not take effect. Additionally, the caster is immune to such buffs. Basically, when she procs her ultimate, which is a manual ability, mind you, she's going to increase everyone's attacks proportional to her attacks, which you're going to do super high because she's attack-based healing. The synergy is insane. I love it when a champion synergy happens, which allows her to do a crap ton of attack boosting for those around with that big open circle. Last but not least is going to be her passive. 60 seconds after being deployed, permanently increase basic attacks, healing multiplier by 5%. Graceful dancing will have a 50% chance to increase the hero's rage by 100 when it ends. So her rage can increase by 100. So every 60 seconds after being deployed, she's going to increase her multiplier. Okay. And then gracing dancing. So after a minute in the game, gracing dancing will have a chance to basically recoup 100 rage. And this is 1,100 rage for this ability. So then that effectively could drop it down to 1,000, which then allows her to proc her ultimate a lot quicker, which is definitely going to be helpful because you're going to stack her with so much attack to heal with that she's going to increase everyone's attack around her, allowing them to just nuke it all down. Amazing support champion. All right. The next one we're going to talk about is going to be Leia. Now, Leia, she's very interesting. I'm going to give her the number 3 slot for the various reasons. She has a lot going on. She has AoE type heal. She has a buff. She has a rage regen. Rage batteries are massive. We talked very extensively with elowin as to why. It's one of those situations where her kit is great. You kind of have to read through it. So she's attack-based healing again. So the top 3 are all attack-based healing, right? And also notice that her talent, every 3 basic attacks increase the next basic attacks healing by 50%. So keep that in mind as well. So 1, her ultimate restores 10% rage for all allies in range immediately. Afterwards, restores 1 rage for every 2 seconds, lasting for 10 seconds, which means that they get an additional 5%, which gives them 15% rage off their ultimate ability. This is huge. This is nice because this gets procced every time she gets her ulti ready, basically. So everyone will get a little bit of a 15% boost every however long it takes to do this type of rage regen at 1200, which is a little steep. All right. The passive, when the ultimate is triggered, and this is why we're talking about it, applies a damage increase to all allies in range. So not only is she going to increase the rage regen when she procs her ultimate, she's also going to increase the damage everyone around her. And she has a pretty wide range here. So you're going to want to make sure that everyone around her is within, touching her. So that way they get a massive damage increase and rage battery. Also, she has, when allies in range release their ultimates, right? So as she's giving them more rage regen, which then can proc their more ultimates here, they will restore HP equal to 150% of Leia's healing multiplier. That is what makes her so impactful, is basically she is a rage battery that does an attack up damage around you. And with all of that being said, then when they go to proc their ultimate because their rage regen went up, boom, they're gonna get healed. That's a nice passive healing that you don't have to manage. That works very, very well if you do a very fast attack system or champion build with a lot of rage regen and attack speed. Last but not least, she is a Lord as well. So she does have a Lord skill, basically increases the basic attributes by 15%. That's pretty much status quo between 10 to 20. Periodically increases damage and healing multiplier by 30% for 20 seconds. So every now and then she's going to be increasing the damage and healing multipliers, which is huge, especially if she's proccing her other ability. The more faction allies there are on the team, the more frequently it takes effect. When any faction ally is healed, their damage will be increased by 15% for 10 seconds. So not only on top of all the other damage multipliers and rage regens, if she is in this particular champion's faction, she will also get an additional 15% extra damage, which makes her a very, very good support unit that adds crap ton of attack potential and healing. So definitely top 3 for sure. Next one we're going to talk about is going to be Sani. She is a bard, right? We've talked a lot about a lot of these champions are very much support type champions. She is no exception to this by any means. She is HP based, so keep that in mind. So the 4th one is actually HP based, the other 3 are attack based. Basically, she's going to do AoE heal. So that's huge, right? AoE heals are a lot better than single target heals because single target heals make them focus on one champion to heal, and depending on the attack speed, if they're not fast enough, they won't be able to heal everyone. This allows Sadie to go ahead and heal everyone in her range, which automatically gives her a step above the rest as far as healers are concerned. Her ultimate ability basically allows 50% of damage incoming to be mitigated. Okay, so they will lose HP equal to the remaining damage over 8 seconds. So essentially, we'll only take 50% of the damage and then it'll get spread out over 8 seconds. This allows everyone a lot more sustain. Now, it is unfortunate that the rage regen is at 1200 to proc this ultimate, but once again, pair with a lot of attack speed. Rage regen, she's going to be doing this all the time, which is going to allow you to mitigate a lot of damage out there, keeping all of your champions alive for that much longer. Song of Courage. This is where we call her Bard, right? And after the ultimate ends, randomly grants one of the following buffs to allies in range, restoring the target's HP equal to 8% of their max HP every 1.5 seconds, or increases 20% of their max HP. Basically, that latter is the one that you want. Increase their maximum HP by 20% overall, so that way she can keep healing them back up. But automatically getting procced after her ultimate to anyone around with a heal and potentially or a increase in total max HP. Those are both massive as well. And basically, as far as I'm concerned, these tie right into the ultimate, even though they don't say it. All right. The very last passive that she has here is every 60 seconds periodically resists incoming damage 1 time. Cooldown is reduced by 1 second every time the hero takes damage. Basically, what this means is every 60 seconds she's going to be damage immune, and if she does start taking damage, it starts that timer, that ticker to go down, 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 so that way she can then proc and do her resist all damage incoming for the once every 60 seconds. So just keep that in mind when you're going to be looking at her. She can do a lot as far as a buff type thing with heals, and she can be placed in kind of not so great areas that she could take a little bit of damage because she'll at least have her Sheltered Heart ability. All right, so now we've kind of covered the top 4 here. Now this is where this gets a little difficult because the number 5 healer in the game right now is going to be a toss-up between Hollow and Vortex. So we're going to talk about them both. I have Hollow, so let's go start with Hollow. I love her as a healer mainly because she can do rage regen, and that's what I find to be the most effective with my particular playstyle. So one, she's going to be attack-based healing, which is good because once again, attack-based gear I hold on to better. This increases the hero's multiplier by 25% for 20 seconds, and the hero can heal 1 more targets. Basically what this means is it's one heal in range, and she has a massive range. With her ulti, she can heal 2. Okay, so that's the noticeable here, as well as she's going to heal for a little bit more. Last but not least is when Light of Bliss is activated, which is the ultimate, recovers 0.6 rage for all allies in range every 1 second. That in itself is huge, so it's every 1 second of this ability, which is 20 seconds. This means every time you can proc this, which is kind of low at 1,000 rage regen every 20 seconds, that gives 20 seconds of 0.6 rage regen, which then equates to, what is that, 0.6 times 2, so that's going to be 1.6 rage, somewhere around there. So it's going to be it's going to be a lot of rage regen that's going to get procced off of the ultimate, which definitely helps a lot with basically kind of like a mini rage regen battery. Overall, in general, very good, and she has a very wide range, which is also extremely nice. All right, Vortex is going to be the other one that's tied with top 5. Now, he has a lot going on as well that makes him very helpful. But the biggest thing to talk about here is going to be, one, he's HP based, which is great. It's only one ally in range. There's very few AoE heals out there. Increases the healing multiplier by 25%. When triggered, restores HP equal to 10% max HP for all allies in range. So essentially it's a double heal. If the heal amount exceeds their max HP, 110% of the excess will be converted into damage absorbing water shield. That water shield is the main notable point with Vortex as to what makes him so beneficial. Is essentially he will keep healing even after they are fully healed, and that gives them a bubble of damage mitigation or a shield. Same thing, this is what his passive is healing in excess of HP is converted into damage absorbing water shield here. This means that his A1 can also create shields on people out there when they get overhealed. So stack him with a crap ton of HP, so that way he overheals a bunch of your champions, giving them a very, very good damage mitigation shield. All right, moving on, we have the notable mention. So we've already covered the top 5. Now let's talk about the notable mention, and that's going to be actually Lightlock. Now, Lightlock I thought was crap. I got him, I thought his healing was horrendous. Once again, wasn't reading what I was doing, guys. Make sure you're paying attention. Read what the abilities say. Play the game. I had him HP built. His attack-based healing. No wonder his heals didn't do anything. I had the wrong stat. But anyways, his auto cast is very helpful because, one, it allows the hero's healing multiplier for allies dealing magic damage equal to 50% attack to their surrounding enemies. So that in itself allows him to do a little damage as he procs this ultimate. Okay, once again, it's a very quick one as well, which allows him to do a lot of damage very, very quickly. Lightlock attack is passive. Lightlock's attack increases by 10% for every 15 seconds. Each time he heals the same ally, which can be stacked up to 5 times, loses all stacks if he changes targets. So essentially, every time he heals the same guy, he's going to rapid heal up. Okay, so he's going to get the rapid heal because every time he heals them, he's going to increase his attack. Every time he increases his attack, he's going to heal for more, so on and so forth, until eventually they are fully healed, unless he switches to another champion. This is very, very helpful, especially if you have a defender that's out there in the lead, because the defender is probably going to be the one he heals the most as quickly as he can. This is why he's a notable mention, so definitely utilize him. I think almost everyone gets Lightlock at the beginning. He's easy to awaken 5. His awaken 5 is not anything major, but at least it's splash damage. It gets like a bigger range, kind of nice. But yeah, he's a very, very good champion. Definitely take note of him, guys. If you don't have any of the other top 5 healers I mentioned, use Lightlock. He's going to be very, very helpful for you, and hopefully you get Dolores, Hollow, or Vortex. As you can see here, I have Dolores, and I'm about to go build her right now after making this video, because I noticed her kit when reading through it, and I've been sleeping on her, so we're gonna go check her out. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe. Leave comments down below. What healer are you utilizing? I'd love to know, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Peace.